William Henry Playfair was probably the most prominent architect of the early and middle 19th century in Edinburgh. He created some of the most important monuments in this most beautiful of European cities. I think everybody who's visited Edinburgh will immediately recognise the two Gothic temples to art which are on the mound, namely the National Gallery and the Academy in front of it. But he built many other buildings as well. He built St Stephen's Church at the bottom of the St Vincent Street. It's a superb, huge building with a new purpose these days. Incidentally, I should say that when I started in architecture, way back in the 60s, the first office I went into was in 17 Great Stewart Street. 17 Great Stewart Street was William Henry Playfair's office over 100 years earlier. It was still in architectural practice when I went into it in the 1960s. His architecture, in my opinion, is a little heavy, a little solid. It's not light-hearted stuff. On the other hand, I think his town planning is wonderful, beautiful, elegant. And you see that on the Carlton Hill, which he helped to develop. In fact, anybody looking from Princes Street up at the Carlton Hill will see one of his monuments, an unfinished building, an unfinished war memorial. It's known as Edinburgh's or Scotland's disgrace because it was never finished. The style of architecture and its intrinsic quality enable it to be used for everything. Offices, schools, embassies, lots of uses. Even hospitals have been in these terraces. You don't get many kinds of architecture, I should say, which are so adaptable as that class of architecture. Anyone who's been to Florence is mightily impressed. It's the very centre of the Renaissance. For an architect, it's heaven. But not for William Henry. Not for him. Mind you, when he first went to the continent, he went with 10 fingers. He came back with 9. And one of his fingers was damaged. I think it was a travelling menagerie, a travelling show. He must have got too close to some animal. That may have coloured his continental. If I'd been bitten, severely bitten by an animal in France, I wouldn't be too keen to go back. But he seems to be unimpressed. And I think that William Henry's religious and political outlook had something to do with his architecture. I would imagine a devout, wee free Presbyterian would have found Catholic Italy and Catholic France not to his liking. That's what I think.